2-minute tip starts now. I mentioned in a recent episode of Gildercam that I read a lot of business books while I was on vacation. And one of those books was a book called Good to Great by Jim Collins. It's a great book. It's obviously geared towards business people, but the principles kind of apply in lots of areas of life. The basic premise of the book, they did a big, massive analysis on studying lots of different businesses, but specifically ones that met this criteria of being a kind of good, normal business, having a turning point, and then, if you can imagine on a graph, the business is just kind of puttering along, and then something happened, and then for the next 15 years there was like substantial growth compared to the market, compared to other businesses in that industry. And then they identified those businesses, and then they compared them to other similar companies that did not have that kind of meteoric change and shift in their business. Anyway, one of the core principles, the very first one that he talks about, is this idea of focus on first who, then what. So in a business standpoint, make sure you have the right people on your team before you try to change strategy. If you have the right people in place, everything else will go much better. And of course, as a guy who runs a business by myself, me and my wife, it's hard for me to get any value out of first who, then what, because I'm not hiring people. You know, it's a small little business. However, when it comes to music, suddenly that starts to make a lot of sense. I've said this many times, if it's just me in the studio making music, that's fine and it's fun and I like doing that, but so many good things happen when I bring more musicians in. So first who, then what for me as a musician is who is going to be on this next album. Let's get them in a room together, and then the what will be what happens, what magical musical moments come out of that. Magical musical moments, that's an alliteration for you. Time's up, gotta go.